Good day. Thank you for joining us on Weekend Sorts. My name is Hannah Tumaji, and on the headlines today, FCT warns traditional rulers against influx of foreign miners. Plateau Speaker impeached over corruption allegation. NsCDC deploys 20,000 personnel against 6 November Anambra poll. On the foreign scene, AU suspends Sudan over military coup. We have this and more after this break. The Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister of State Dr. Ramatu Tijani Aliyu has cautioned graded traditional rulers in the FCT against harboring any foreigner in the guise of mining activities. She said such could create security threats within their respective domains. She made the appeal during the 4th security meeting between the Office of the Minister of State, Area Council Chairman, the FCT Council of Graded Chiefs, and the FCT Commissioner of Police, Mr. Babaji Sunday. Aliyu urged traditional rulers to report any suspicious foreigner within their domain to a security agent for profiling. She stated that the FCT, as the seat of government, would continue to guard against the infiltration of illegal miners that could pose security challenges to residents, as witnessed in Zamfara and other affected states in the northwest region of the country. Abok Ayuba, the Plateau State House of Assembly Speaker, has been impeached by 8 of the 24 members of the legislature over allegations of corruption. This decision was reached on Thursday at a sitting presided by the Deputy Speaker Saleh Yipmong, elected Yakubu Sanda, APC Pengana, as the new Speaker. The plan was set in motion after the 8 members gained access to the House as early as 6 a.m. to execute their plan. They operated under the heavy presence of armed security personnel. The lawmakers had reportedly attempted to impeach the Speaker on Wednesday night, but could not succeed and returned on Thursday morning. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NsCDC, is deploying 20,000 of its special forces to Anambra State for the governorship election scheduled for November 6, 2021. Those to be deployed include personnel of the NsCDC Armed Squad Unit, Counter-Terrorism Unit, and the Chemical, Biochemical, Radiological, and Explosives Unit. The Commandant General of NsCDC, Ahmed Audi, disclosed this on Thursday in Abuja while delivering his keynote address at a 3-day Train the Trainers capacity building and electoral workshop ahead of the Anambra poll. He said the special forces would be drafted to key points in the state, where they would be saddled with the responsibility of protecting lives and property, sensitive and non-sensitive election materials, INEC officials, and all critical assets against vandalism, damage, or arsonist attacks. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has granted bail to a former Director Legal Services in the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Grace Tega. The court granted her bail in the sum of 20 million naira with one surety in like sum, who must have a landed property in Abuja. Mrs. Tega was accused of being an accomplice in the multiple fraud case involving Process and Industrial Development Limited, P&ID. She is alleged to have been a key actor in the fraudulent gas supply and processing agreement. Mrs. Tega was rearraigned on October 7th by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on a 9-count amended allegation of taking bribes and other related offenses before Justice Obiora Ogwatu of the Federal High Court in Abuja. The case has been adjourned until January 17th for a trial. The World Bank has decried the continued spending by the Nigerian government on special subsidy, which it said is on track to gobble up 2.9 billion naira this year. Its country director for Nigeria, Shubham Choudhury, who spoke on Monday at a panel session during the 27th National Economic Summit, said the country could channel the money being spent on subsidy to primary health care, basic education, and rural roads. This year, Nigeria is on track to spend 2.9 trillion naira on PMS subsidy, which is more than it spends on health, he said. Also speaking at the session, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the federal government had made provision for petrol subsidy till the end of June next year. In our 2022 budget, we only factored in subsidy for the first half of the year. The second half of the year, we are looking at complete deregulation of the sector, serving foreign exchange and potentially earning more from the oil and gas industry, she said. The Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo Iweala, has congratulated her son, Dr. Uchechi Iweala, who broke a medical record in Maryland, United States. Okonjo Iweala mentioned that her son was one of the first spinal surgeons in Maryland to perform a successful navigated lumbar spinal fusion using a robot. She made this announcement on Thursday on her Twitter page as she celebrates her son's medical achievement. She wrote, "Congratulations, Dr. Uchechi Iweala, on being one of the first spinal surgeons in Maryland to perform a successful navigated lumbar spinal fusion using a robot. So proud to be your mom. Keep it going." The Lagos State government has raised an alarm over the possibility of a fourth wave of COVID-19 as the Yuletide approaches. In a bid to tackle the reemergence of the viral infection, the government launched a mass vaccination campaign aimed at vaccinating 4 million residents in Lagos before the end of the year. The state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who launched the campaign on Wednesday at an event in Victoria Island, said residents from 18 years and above were eligible to be fully immunized with the COVID-19 vaccine. There is a potential for the fourth wave of COVID-19 as our borders would be open to all people coming into Lagos in December. He was quoted as saying in a statement by his chief press secretary, Boyega Akosile, "To prevent the catastrophic events we witnessed in the previous waves, the state has developed a robust vaccination drive, leveraging on both the strengths we have in the public and private sectors of our health system." The African Union said last week it has suspended Sudan until civilian rule in the country is restored, saying it rejected the military takeover as an unconstitutional seizure of power. The continent-wide bloc said it strongly condemns the seizure of power and was suspending Sudan from all activities until the effective restoration of the civilian-led transitional authority, Sudanese General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan on Monday ordered the dissolution of the government and declared a state of emergency, sparking widespread international condemnation. Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok was placed under military arrest along with his ministers and civilian members of Sudan's ruling council, sparking angry protests on the streets of Khartoum. Hamdok was later released under close guard but other ministers and civilian leaders remain in detention. And with this, we come to the end of today's edition of Weekend Thoughts. My name is Hannah Tumaji. Thank you for watching. Join us next time.